Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it, interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know that the reading always tends to go to the person that needs to hear the message, right? I mean, that's who always resonates with it. We're a magnet of what comes into our lives, especially on my channels. On my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. A lot of times it's not about what this person cares about us, it's about why they're doing what they're doing. Why is the relationship so difficult to get off the ground? Why does it always seem like it's okay and then it's not okay and then it's okay and then it's not okay and then we always seem to be in a place of not knowing what's happening in our own relationship, that there's a lot of uncertainty. What is the whole purpose of those experiences? And after we have gotten to a place of realizing why, once we've integrated the spiritual lesson, what are we supposed to do with that leftover negative energy? Because again, being connected to someone that's karmic, whether that's a family member, whether that's a lover, it doesn't matter. Soulmate, any soulmate that comes into your life to teach you something and is teaching you something where it's affecting you traumatically, well, they're a karmic. And so, what is the purpose of the connection? And when we are connected to someone that's karmic, it's also, like I said, you have this accumulated negative energy because they've made you mad. You've tried to deal with this person in a certain way. Some of us have tried to deal with people every single way. We've tried to change ourselves, but in a way to compensate that person. Meanwhile, the person really like doesn't have an agenda to ever really, be on the same page as you. We want to know why we would be connected to someone like that. We want to know why the relationship didn't start off that way. We have so many questions when we're connected to a karmic. That's why I like to do these shadow readings. What's the purpose? Because once you understand what the point of the connection was, like what was the spiritual significance of it, then you're able to transmute that negative energy. And that's how you turn fear into fire. That's how you're able to actually, transmute the negative energy. We can't just get rid of negative energy. It has to be replaced with something positive. And the only way that you can do that is through, the art of transmutation. And that is through taking your pain and making it into like a force of power. A lot of people create with that energy. As we see it with painters like Van Gogh and Frida, and we see it a lot of times with artists, but we see it in every single profession. I mean, every single uh, act of life, really, like that influences us. Well, we actually have the potential to change whatever that outcome is because we don't like the way that that outcome is. We might not be able to change the past outcome, but we're able to make change in the world, is what I'm trying to say, with the negative experience that happened. That's the whole point of transmutation. So I always think of the guy from America's Most Wanted, that his boy was kidnapped and beheaded and thrown into like a lake somewhere, and the man went through so much pain and went through so much heartache that he fell into such a depression that he couldn't even get out of bed. So he created America's Most Wanted. He took that pain and he channeled it into purpose to help humanity. That's the art of transmutation. That's, again, we may not start a television show, but it's again taking that energy and putting it towards something else within our life to help change, directing our attention and taking that emotional energy and pouring it into creation, because that pain is manifestation power. It's the fire energy. Fear. You turn the fear into fire. All right, so if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you gotta like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlying energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. That's important when we're dealing with people that wear a mask, create facades. You know, we want to learn how to not just deal with the person, but how to channel that energy, right? So the underlining energy is patience, patience. And I feel like don't have any more patience. Gemini, I feel like you've come to a place like in your life that you're like, I don't have time to waste. And if you're going to sit there and hold back from me and act like you don't know what you want and do everything in your power to manipulate me into getting me to lower my standards because you're going to take your sweet ass time in figuring things out because you're sitting on the fence, you're waiting for everybody else to move for you so that you don't have to be held accountable. Like you've come to the end of your rope with patience. You don't have any patience for this person. And the reason why is because you see that they're not transparent. You see that they're not authentic. This person like sits there and they act like they don't know what's going on. They play coy to what they do, but they know exactly what they do. I feel like they're connected to multiple people. They don't exactly know what they want. Yes, they have a spiritual connection to you, but you require them to step it up, to again step into the true divine person that they could be, right? The best version of themselves. They don't want to do that. So again, they figured like, well, they're going to be patient, but I feel like you've reached the end of your patience because all this time has allowed you to see this person, for who they really are, to be able to contemplate on what it is that you want, whether or not their actions are in alignment with your goals and your values. And what you see is that they're not, that this person is very selfish and they're at a low vibration. Again, they want like an unstructured connection, right? And unstructured is no commitment. It's like, I don't want to be held accountable for anything. I still want to be attached to you, though, which means I would like to utilize you for what I can utilize you for, but I don't really want to give you what you're entitled to. The thing is, you saw that from the very beginning. Yeah, you can feel it. It's again, there's when you're connected to your soulmate, there's a synthesis. You can feel that energy. You see the signs and the synchronicities that everything's easy. This person did not make everything easy. You saw that everything that you would make this person do that they did not want to do, they would act out maliciously. They would do it underhandedly. They would do it by playing mind games. They would be doing it by breadcrumbing. They would doing it by stonewalling you, by just trying to emotionally manipulate you to get you to, again, to let your guard down. And what they saw is that didn't work. So they became even more cruel. And it's like because they took it to the extreme, it became a power struggle where this person was like, I want to win at all costs, to the fact that they lost the whole point of the connection. When you're in a connection with someone, it's because you have feelings for them. This person got so caught up in wanting to control and dominate that they were mean, that they were cruel to you. And by making you feel like you didn't matter, by giving you so little, by being like obscure, very obscure, making you feel like you were nothing. So that again made you can feel constrained in the relationship, like that you would have to give up all your power. And you give up your power by not speaking your truth. You give up your power by you walk on eggshells. You don't share anything because you're too afraid that this person is not going to agree, that you become somebody else in fear of losing that connection. This is what this person expected by creating illusions Like they had all these options, and also like that there was something wrong with you by gaslighting, by playing games. But really, this person feels like they're out of tune, but they try to project that onto you, almost like you don't fit in, like that you don't that you're not good enough, don't have enough, that you don't fit in, that you're an oddball. Like, again, not making you feel comfortable. But that's, again, what they feel about themselves. They wanted you to be a martyr. They wanted you to give up your power. They wanted you to feel as if that they were more superior than you. They need to see that. They need to feel that within a relationship. So we can see that it was very triggering. It was extremely triggering because you had to go around pretending that you were someone that you weren't, and they always kept the relationship up in the air. Like you didn't know what was going on. And so they were able to, do intermittent manipulation, which is I give you some breadcrumbs. And sometimes the relationship is really, really great, and other times it's really, really bad. And sometimes I'm just not around. So what happens is over time, there's actually more bad times or no times than there is those good times. But you're holding on for that person to give you like more attention, like get it back to the time that it was good because you know that it could be because you've experienced it. But you're no longer living in the moment. You no longer know what's going on in the relationship. You no longer have confidence. Like the whole time they're chipping away at your confidence. And they are because they're not giving you anything, trying to make you feel small. Again, instead of nurturing the connection, trying to constrain you, making you feel powerless in the connection, again, because over time you're giving up your power. Where this person like just likes to be risky in their behavior. They don't want to be held accountable. And over time, what happened is you felt like this connection was too risky. You started to see that like you were beginning to lose yourself completely and becoming extremely fragile, emotionally fragile, because they were playing with you. They were playing with your mind, manipulating you. Gaslighting you, constraining you, making you feel like you weren't good enough, and making you feel forgotten about. Again, it's the same thing, like it just not giving you anything, making you feel aloof. I don't really care. So when you expressed your feelings, it's like they expressed that they didn't really care about their abusive behavior. They didn't want to be accountable for it. They just wanted to dominate you. That was their energy. Had a sense of no control over your own choices. And that's what I'm saying with that intermittent manipulation is when you begin to like be so gaslighted and not see actually what this person is doing, that they're chipping away at your self-esteem, and they lied. They lie. And then what happens is this person blames you. And they blame you because after over time you don't want to be with this person. You don't feel safe to be with this person. So again, they make it like like too much of a dry spell, like you're not like sexually attracted to them. They want to be able to treat you the way that they want to treat you, which is abuse you, and then be able to come back into your life and still get the same version of you. And then when they don't get that version of you, then all the abuse happens. And then they say that you're fragile, you're being too emotional, and then they make you start to feel really insecure about yourself. And by them not being accountable. Again, it's not like you didn't try to. And over time, though, it's like you're disturbed and you're making me feel not safe. But you started to see they're disturbed. And the disturbed is that either they're a narcissist, they're a sociopath, they don't really care about your feelings. They want to dominate, they want to control, they want to make you feel powerless by not giving you that much, by never like telling you what is actually happening in the relationship if when you're in a relationship. No, instead they want to they want you to continue to pretend, ignore your feelings, not say anything, walk around on eggshells so that they can act superior. So you act like a martyr because you're believing their illusions, which is that you're the person that's like something's wrong with, that you're the one that doesn't fit in. But really, what they're trying to do is just constrain you through emotional manipulation. So it's not like you didn't feel this. And it's not like if this person is coming in and out of your life, this is what they're doing. Let's see what else they're doing. They want you to conform. And it's again, you thrive to be balanced, like you can feel balanced. That's what you like, wanted. You thought that this was going to be able to be because there's a spiritual connection, but they actually have no balance. There's a sense that you're balanced without this person. They want you to conform to their way, which would definitely throw you out of balance because they don't want to create the emotional support. They want to make it like the relationship is up in the air, it's unstructured. I want to come and go and do what I want. However, I still want to be connected to you. I want to I want you to do what I want you to do, and I'm gonna emotionally manipulate you and gaslight you and play games with you to chip away at your self-esteem because I think that you'll go along with it because of how much time you've invested, because you're going to want me to go back to being the nice person that I once was. It's again, this person needs inner child healing, and so do you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have attracted this person into your life. It winds up being extremely intimidating. This person's tactic to instill fear inside of you that they're gonna leave, that they're gonna leave, that they're gonna leave. Where it's again, if you voice your opinion, this person feels like it's burdensome to them and there's punishment. It's again, but really there's past life connection between you and this person. So this is a past life connection that they came into your life, and what they came in doing is giving nothing. Really making you feel small, making you feel not good enough, making you feel, which spirit says no one should be able to make you feel that way. It's like if they were able to make you feel that way, you were giving too much time and energy and focus to them, which means that you weren't creating with that energy. And if you weren't creating with that energy, it's like you weren't feeding yourself. So you were expecting this person to be your passion. And this person, again, did the exact opposite. Once they wanted to create the illusion that there was passion, then they wanted to dominate, then they wanted to control. They didn't really want to be transparent. They really didn't want to have connection. So, but this relationship is a past life connection, meaning that you were with this person in a past life, same type of feelings of feeling obscure, like not good enough, not having enough, which on an emotional level, this person wasn't showing it to you, but also like the relationship's not growing, keeping it up in the air, unstructured, one-sided. So in the past life, you experienced that, and you have the opportunity in this life to learn the spiritual lesson. And I feel like you did learn the spiritual lesson, but we're gonna pull out like or you are in the process of learning that spiritual lesson, because at this point, it's like what you're seeing is that this person's not giving me enough for me to hold on to anything. They're not doing anything. And they're not because they want to act more superior. So they want you to do it. Even if you were to act out, you'd be giving them something. They don't like the stagnancy of it. Because now they feel like, again, that you're not giving them enough. They want you to conform. Remember that. But you're like, no, I'm not going to conform because I don't feel safe being with you. So, optimism, first card out. These are the inner child wounds and gifts. Neglect, rebellious, protection. sing self-love. And then we're gonna pull two from this deck, and then we'll put it all together. Release control. And busting chains. Funny. It's like, I think chains and I think control, right? But I also see here that a spirit saying it's like, you might say, how can I release control? Like for your first intuition when you're with this person, it's like, I don't trust this person. And it's like, and they're connected to me. The truth of the matter is, playing the game with this person is like how you release control. You release control by forfeiting, by surrendering, by saying, by accepting, this is who you are. And because it doesn't work for me, I release you. That's how you release control. You let go of the need to control the things and trust in the flow, surrender to the process, meaning this person is already showing you. So they're ruining the relationship in you trying to control or fix or change this person by feeding the energy. That's really what it is. The moment that you release control, this person will do what they want and they'll eventually sabotage you. And believe it or not, that's going to help you bust the chains, and the chains to really is the limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. And part of those limiting beliefs is that you didn't deserve love, that you didn't get love, you were neglected. You didn't feel safe because of it, protection, emotional security, but in a sense of protection where you feel like you need to be safe. Like we shouldn't go through life feeling that we need to feel safe. We should know that we're always safe because the divine's inside of us, and then now we get divine guidance, that we trust ourselves. And so Spirit's saying it's like, it was all about you giving yourself the self-love to reparent yourself, because understand you were brought up in an environment which kind of made you feel like you couldn't protect yourself. Don't get me wrong, you were optimist always, and that is a gift because you don't take the negativity into new situations, and you were able to find your voice. However, you were seen as rebellious, you were seen as bad, you were seen as where you weren't bad. You were saying, oh, you were being neglected because you were bad, but you weren't being bad. You were protecting yourself. Person that raised you did not protect you. They, whether they were too busy in their own life because of their relationships, maybe they weren't around, maybe they were sick. It doesn't matter what the issue was. It's going to be different for everyone because it's a collective reading. However, not getting that, not feeling safe, not feeling like anyone has your back, not feeling loved, where Spirit says you have to fill your cup up yourself with the love that you need for yourself. No one will do it as good as you can do it for yourself. And that's through your hobbies, your interests, your passions, and being interactive in life. It's like to be grounded in life and to have intimate connections with people. And that's just through really emotionally connecting, through being able to trust and be vulnerable with people. And you can do that over time by being interactive with the people that surround your life, the people that become your tribe. And you'll know who those people are over time. But but it's like anytime that you don't feel safe and you feel like you need to protect yourself in a relationship, it's not a healthy relationship. When you feel like you have to like fight and rebel to be safe, it's not safe. Understand, you can be optimistic all you want, and eventually you're not going to get good results. You're still going to get negative energy. And I feel like this is what you saw. I feel like you did speak your truth. You did say something. You did use your voice. However, nothing changed. This person didn't think that anything was going to change for them. They, if anything, thought that, their cruelness and beating you down emotionally would have chipped away at your self-esteem to to make you change. And that's not what we see. What we see is that if anything, it pushed you into like accessing past life memories, accessing those memories of like being neglected and being emotionally manipulated and feeling not worthy. That's what it did. That if that's what it did. But I feel like you had to healing. And yeah, you've done the healing. It's like this shows applause, a spotlight, performance, like you are like acclaimed, fame, recognition. So it's like like I feel like you've done work on yourself, and whatever it is through your work. So you don't see yourself as that. If anything, your success has that made you be able to see yourself differently. And I believe that you did meditate, but it's like you did meditate on what happened. And there was a lot of self-actualization, and there was a lot of recovery from the past, from your past traumas that that has happened. And so this is why you knew to be in a place of self-love. And as far as with this person, I don't really I feel like they may come back, but if they come back, it's not going to be for a long time, maybe 6 or 9 months. And by then you're going to be a different person. It's like they're too insecure to do anything now. It doesn't mean that they don't have feelings, but like again, but their feelings are not healthy feelings. It's more about control and dominant. They don't want a relationship. They don't want it to be structured. So their point in coming back in 6 or 9 months is to like see whether or not, you got so scared that they left, that you're gonna be so happy that you see them that you just hook up with them. Because it's like you've been holding on to them for this long. So there's a sense of again their ego, and also they would not come back in a way that they were authentic. They would come back in a way as if they bumped into you, or they came back in a way where, again, they're not asking to be in a relationship. It's to see whether or not you will lower your standards. And that's because I don't see that this person healing. I don't see them changing. I don't see that they want to change. I want to just pull 3 more again through this situation. You find your magic, and um that's found during isolation. And magic is your psychic abilities. You found your intuition. You found things that you interest you. You fed things that became hobbies, but hobbies that made you money, or hobbies that created a lot of recognition, did something with your time that showed your magic. Your magic is your essence. Your magic is your power. So you found your power, and it was through, again, investing in the wonders of the world. So understand the magic was always there. However, when we go through experiences with people, especially in our childhood, we don't find that our magic. But trauma, a lot of times, will push you into finding your magic. So, again, this relationship actually helped heal you in a lot of ways. And it helped you heal in a lot of ways because it helped you uncover gifts that you didn't even know that you had. And again, taught you to not be so narrow-minded with and thinking that you only have limited choices, that the world is abundant, and that you have gone through experiences that were traumatic, that would keep you kind of like have tunnel vision, and to be in a place of survival, not really to be in a place to explore the wonders of the world, right? And when we explore the wonders of the world, we find things that inspire us, that help us be innovative, that help us stay in that, the passion. And when we're doing things that we're passionate about, the universe conspires to bring us more things that we're passionate about. So I feel like you moved right. This person showed you things that you needed to heal, things that you needed to be aware of. And I don't think that they thought that. They were so sure that this spiritual connection was that they were going to be able to dominate you. But understand they're at a very low vibration, which is survival, which is all about them living through their addictions, wanting what they want when they want it, not really being consistent with anything, not really giving anything, where here it is, you're on a completely different vibration, but you thought they were on your vibration. And once you saw who they were, well, you know, it pushed you into a whole different energy. It showed you, I'd rather be by myself than be with someone that is playing all these games, that's messing with my head, that's stressing me out. And Spirit says, exactly, give yourself the self-love that you didn't get when you were growing up. And you do that by going out and seeing the wonders of the world. Again, don't you wonder what life could actually be past the trauma? Don't you wonder what it looks like in certain other parts of the world? Don't you wonder like how and what the real meaning of your life is about, why you're here in the physical plane? And don't you wonder what it's like to have strong, intimate relationships that grow you and feed you? All that is the answer, yes. And that is how you give yourself self-love. That's how you break past karmic chains of those cords of that person isn't giving me anything, and they played a lot of games, but I still have that feeling. And Spirit says, cut it. You can cut it by giving yourself self-love and create a new life. Create a new life. Creation. That's the only energy that's what you do with this negative energy. You can't do anything else with it. It's negative energy that you can't get rid of. You have to transmute it. You have to integrate it. And Spirit says you take that by taking the bad situation and you create something new. That's how this reading started. And Spirit saying creation, have the power to direct your life with a constructive attitude. Create what is best for your soul. Firmly believe that you can transform and improve your inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into an affirmation and action. Act in the image of God and bring light into your life. Now, when we say act in the image of God, that's the energy of unconditional love. That is the same energy, and all the emotions that are derived from unconditional love, such as courage. Unconditional love is compassionate, it is forgiving, it's all those energies that when we're asked to walk from that level of consciousness, that we are walking in our light. We are walking from the divine part of ourself and knowing that the universe is supporting us by bringing us everything that's in alignment for our healing, for our evolution, to help us evolve into the energy of unconditional love, which is our actual God-given energy that we're born with, but due to the relationships and the families that we're born into, and just the world being imbalanced, that we move away from that energy. But the universe, God loves us so much, it always is giving us that support. So know that you have God inside of you. That is, you have the universe inside of you. And in order to be in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, and the laws of the universe, which are all the same thing, is to be in alignment with yourself, to be in alignment with your higher self, which is unconditional love. I'm going to leave that there. But you do that, by the way, through the act of creation. So this relationship was to help you transmute those negative energies that, you know, that you brought in from your past life. Just the of not learning to love yourself enough. It's like that's what it was really. You needed to learn all about self-love. And when you love yourself enough, you know that you would never accept such like small amounts, such obscurity. You would never. All right, Gemini, we're going to leave that there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.